What is up, YouTube? It is another day here, and if you notice, the background behind me has changed quite a bit. We've got about 6 inches of snow on the ground. It is 12 degrees now here in western Kentucky, so very cold. And you know what? The heated seats in my heavy Chevy feel really, really good right now. So if you're looking for a new vehicle and you live somewhere where there's going to be snow, I really highly suggest get some heated seats. It's great in the winter. It keeps my buns nice and toasty when I'm driving, and I guess when I make random YouTube videos like this. First off, I want to thank you guys for watching the last video and the new subscribers to the channel and all the love on that. I know that topic was a little controversial to some people, but it seems a lot of people agreed with me on the old wiggle warts. This video, not really going to be, ooh, excuse me, that damn breakfast about came up. This video isn't going to be as controversial as it is informative, because a lot of guys are overlooking this bait for a shaky head, and it's very deadly this time of year. And before I go into the bait room, if I can get in there and show you guys what I'm talking about, I've got to give credit where credit is due. Probably about 10, 12 years ago, a guy showed me this on Kentucky Lake, and it was in January. And man, it caught a lot of fish, and it's something I pull out when it's this time of year, especially on a highland reservoir, and you catch a lot of fish on it. And it is a shaky head rig with a different style bait on it. And I'll show you guys how to rig it and the best options bait-wise for it. It's very simple. It's not complex. It's not some silly Japanese overseas rig where you're going to have to spend $60, $70 in tackle and whatnot, and you have to buy certain style baits from Japan and whatnot to, you know, that's a whole topic for another video. So I'll show you this to you, but I gotta give credit to Mr. Billy Chumbler, one of the best fishermen I know here on Kentucky Lake. Also a legendary basketball coach in Illinois and Western Kentucky. He's won a couple state titles, but he's an excellent fisherman, and I want to give him credit for showing me this several years ago. It's something I kind of keep in my back pocket, and I want to share this to you guys, and it may be something you guys already do. But anyways, let's get on to the video. Let me go to the bait room and show you this underrated shaky head rig for winter and early springtime bass fishing. First thing you're going to need for this, you're going to need a shaky head. There's all kinds of shaky heads out there on the market. But for the purpose of this video, and what I have found that works the best on this rig for me, it's just a small round ball shaky head, or this right here. This is the 6 cents Divine shaky head, and you see it's got that flat spot on the bottom. It's going to kind of help make this bait stand up a little bit. So I'm going to show you two different ways to rig this. It kind of varies where you're fishing at, the type of rock, bank, stuff like that. All right, what you're going to need your favorite creature slash beaver style bait. Currently, this is one that I like a lot, and that is the prawn by 6 cents. It's a little bit more rigid than a beaver or a D-bomb, and both of those are excellent choices. We'll talk about that later in the video, but let me show you this little rig. So basically, what I'm going to do, obviously, you take it out of the package. And I like natural colors. Like this is green pumpkin burst. It's basically green pumpkin with some gold flake, a little pepper in here. Make sure you spread the flaps. Gotta spread the flaps. Always spread the flaps, because what we're going to imitate is a crawfish sitting on the bottom, and his pinchers are going to be up in the air. Defensive posture. You gotta be thinking, well, it's the middle of winter, crawfish or in the mud, all that. Well, this is really good on those days where it starts to warm up on the winter. You got blue skies, fish are lethargic. That's why I like this rig. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to cut the tip just a little bit with some scissors. You can use your teeth, but I like scissors. So we're going to take our 6 cents Divine shaky head on this, and we're just going to It's got a screw, and I like the screw locks, and we're just going to screw this prawn right on. I may mess up because I'm looking through the camera as I'm doing this. So I got it on a tripod. And see, when you cut it and it's nice and flat there, it goes in a whole lot easier. I always pull it out a little bit of angle because that hook tip will catch. So once you get it screwed on there, you don't have to be perfect. You kind of see where this thing is going to go in. I'll push my plastic up. See my hook tip come out. Nice on the middle. And I just kind of expose it like so. So now you got a little beaver action or prawn action on a shaky head. And the key to this is I like a light weight. I think this one right here I've got is a 1/4 ounce. It's not very heavy. But you can also use it on a bait caster. And that's what I like. I don't have to use any spinning gear for this rig right here. And so I basically got a little crawfish on a stand-up shaky head. And I'm going to fish this down pea gravel points, off bluffs, and I'm going to fish it really slow. And you're going to catch some fish. This is a great deal or great bait for smallmouth, especially this time of year. Again, days where it's been really cold, but it's starting to warm up. Post-frontal conditions, instead of throwing a worm, I like this right here. And so with that stand-up head, it's going to do this deal right here. You spread the flaps. The crawfish is going to kind of look at you. Fish it really slow. And the cool thing about bait casting gear, it's really easy to drive that hook in there. Those winter fish, they like to fight. They like to run as well. But I originally learned this on this bait right here, which is the Sweet Beaver. And this is the exact color we were throwing. It's called Green Goby. And that's why I like that Green Pumpkin Burst from 6 cents. This Green Goby is a little bit darker, but it's got that gold in there. And Coach Chumler showed me this. Now, when he showed me, again, spread your flaps. I was using this right here. This is a Picasso. I believe it's the Shakedown Shaky Head. One of my favorite shaky heads of all time. This is really light. This is an 1/8 ounce. And I'm going to use 12-pound fluorocarbon on a bait cast reel. Again, we're going to take that tip. I'm going to trim the tip just a little bit. Now, this thing's got a really small spring, really small. So we have to really push down and kind of get it started. If the camera's moving, it's because my chest keeps bumping the tripod. This is one of the harder shaky heads to get going because that spring's really small. But once it grabs, it's really hard to get your plastic off this. I just keep spinning until the plastic starts grabbing. Usually don't take too long. You'll start feeling it. Yeah, it's in there now. And the round ball is really good, especially if you get around some wood. I kind of stay away from football heads on this unless I'm fishing open water because you'll run into some stuff on the bank around docks and whatnot, and you'll get this thing hung. Again, we're going to just wad it up, push that hook point through, and then back in. And man, those Picasso shakedowns are super, super sharp. So a little off center there, but for the purpose of the video, you guys get the point. Let's see if I can straighten it up just a little bit. There we go. I do that off camera so I can look at it. But see how the hook point's down in that little ridge in the beaver? And it looks funny, but man, this thing will catch them. So what's cool about this rig, and I like baits that don't have a ton of action because whether it's the beaver or the prawn, and you can see them both side by side rigged differently. These two baits, when they actually fall and they do this. They glide or they kind of spin as they're falling down. There's not a ton of action in these things like there is in a rage craw or, a stroker craw or something like that, or a pack-up craw. It's very subtle, and bass are very lethargic this time of year. So those subtle movements really catch a lot of fish because bass don't want to expend a lot of energy chasing anything, and they see an easy meal that's lethargic as well. They don't have to move very fast to go chase down. And sometimes all that crazy action in super cold water is a little unnatural. So I like the round ball quite a bit. Again, lightest weight you can get away with, and I fish it on bait caster gear because these are a little chunkier plastics, it's easier for me to get the hook in a fish's mouth. And I stick to natural colors, my green pumpkins, green pumpkin golds, green goby. You can use black and blue, that's a solid one. And then another bait I really like for this, it's a little bit softer. I got this at Mike's Tackle World. This is a D-bomb, and I'm not going to rig it up, but one bonus of the D-bomb, if you're in really, really cold water, you see these nice ribs on the D-bomb. Very easy to expose that hook, but it is really, really soft. And again, you'll want to spread your flaps on that D-bomb. But it's easy to get that hook through here. Very easy to rig, nice and soft. Love the D-bomb. So that's 3 baits I primarily use for this. You can use whatever beaver style bait you want to. These things aren't just for flipping. You can do a lot of different things with this. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick video here on the channel. That is kind of my secret shaky head rig for the winter time, early spring. It's really deadly. Like I said, here on highland reservoirs like Kentucky Lake. It's good on places like Cumberland, places in East Tennessee. You're not going to hang up very much with that. It can be very weedless, so if you see a little brush pile or stick up or log, you know, going down the bank, feel free to pitch it by. Just something different than the traditional shaky worm and everything so many anglers are using these days. Very simple. I'll link all those baits and the shaky heads on Tackle Warehouse. I appreciate you guys that use my link. And to the new guys on the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Again, I'm trying to upload more content than I had before. I've got a lot of downtime. So if you like these videos, let me know. Leave a comment. What's your favorite shaky head plastic? Is there something I don't know about? You need to tell me. I love learning from you guys. I'll see you guys on stream Sunday nights. Usually at 8 o'clock here on my channel is when I stream. Again, you can save money on 6 Cents Plastics. Use my code BAITMAN. You get 10% off. Same code works on Waterland sunglasses for 15% off. And anybody that supports the channel, big thumbs up to you. And guys, I'll get another video out as soon as I can. I hope you learned something.